This is the House of Parliament where men and women have sat for decades, making decisions that would affect all our lives. Do they really work in the interests of the people or themselves? They sit at the round tables, trying to decipher which way to turn. Is it left or is it right? Have the people benefited from those decisions? Our people have suffered for far too long. Change should not be a figment of the imagination, but reality. Every boy, every girl, every man, every woman are equally important. The market vendor joyfully sells her produce. The fish vendor skillfully uses his cutlass to cut the fish. Keep on working. Let your smile be your motivation. Build a community of brotherly and sisterly love. Don't give up on your dreams. Surround yourself with positive thinkers. Think big and keep on moving. Keep pushing the envelope. Yes, push that envelope until you have succeeded. You may have made many mistakes, but that is no reason to stop. Don't you dare give up. Get ready for that overflow. Get ready for that breakthrough. The overflow is coming. Showers of blessings. Stay cool. Stay calm. Stay collective. Ride the rough waves of life. Hold on to that rope tightly. Just keep working. Keep moving. Keep believing. Self-motivation. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lies and Deceit. My name is Soraya Alexander, better known as So. Eat hot tonight. Go get your cat. Go get your dog. Go get your rat. Go get your bird. Go get your sideman, your side woman, your husband, everybody, your jabels, your jabals, your side breasts, your side thigh. Go get them, because I'm just about to blow this place. My people, how are y'all tonight? How are y'all tonight? How was the Mother's Day, my gentle mothers? I hope y'all had a wonderful Mother's Day. Troy is always on YouTube, and he said, "Welcome back, Auntie. I'm sure you had an awesome Mother's Day." Yes, I did, Troy. I had an awesome Mother's Day, and I hope your mom and all your family had a wonderful Mother's Day too. I saw you posting them, so I hope they too enjoyed their Mother's Day. Hi, Oswan. Oh yes, it is dry. It's not dry in Oswan. It's not dry in my area. Today the weather was bleh, and it was drizzling. Weather I don't like. It really bothers my system. Anyway, get your side men, your side women, get them, because we are about to blow this place. I have some wonderful people. You know, y'all just make me feel like a queen. Y'all make me feel like, y'all make me feel like $1 million. Thank you, I love y'all. Let me just read some stuff for y'all. I'm gonna blow this place tonight. Who vexed with me vex? Let me tell you. Y'all know how to put a smile on my face. The mothers, my Lies and Deceit mothers, I really hope you had an enjoyable Mother's Day. What did I do? I like to cook. I cooked, let me tell you, in this guava season, I'm going to show you all tonight. In this guava season, you have to save every penny. And if you're foolish to just go and show off for people, that is your loss, because Susu not doing the shit. I cook my lovely meal. You know, I have gotten away from the macaroni pie and the rice and the lasagna and all the potato pies. I cook very healthy, and the food is divine. So all the fellas that want to marry me, For my cooking, make sure you'll have money, eh? That's all I tell you. If you like to eat food, not on my food, all my money will come in and eat. Anyway, I'm just playing. Now, people, let me say hello to somebody who just surprised me. The person don't want me to mention their name. The person bought me the coffee. Excuse me, the person said, your style has spark. Of course, my style has spark. Super work, super job. Love you, love you, love you. I love you more, darling. I love you more. I love you more. I love you more. Thanks for all the coffees. I know some of y'all don't want to mention your names, but them coffees I saw. Let me start dancing for those coffees. I'm troublesome tonight, but I'm coming down hard. And someone else came to say, great job, Miss. St. Lucia needs more people like you, brave and courageous. Yeah, you can only be brave in God, because in my mortal flesh, I can't be brave. Thank you, darling, for the coffees. And somebody just popped me coffees there. It just popped up. Arnold just bought me coffees. Thank you so much, Arnold. Thank you so much, so much, so much. Go buy the coffees. Go support Soso. They have a lot of people supporting Soso in a big way. I'm the real deal. Who else bring the truth to you like that? Because at the end of the day, I'm in no one's pocket. Everybody in St. Lucia is related to each other. So I have to err on the side of truth. Okay? And that doesn't mean, because I'm coming here to say that I hate you. If you want to hate me after, that's your business, mommy Lexa. But I have to speak truth. Now, I want to tell Sky FM, don't upset me. I don't know who is your lawyer, but they form in the ass. Because by now, y'all should have been back on the airwaves. By now, y'all should have been back on the airwaves. Let me tell you, sometimes, sometimes, what I have realized in St. Lucia, people like you to get on ghetto. They do not want you to come and say, sir, or miss, how much is this shoe for? They turn around, they like who you? You have to get on like an animal. You know how I'm talking to you? How much is this shoe? Oh, miss, sorry. I realize in St. Lucia, people like the ghetto attitude. They do not like you to come and say, ma'am, miss, how much is this? Or, to respond to you. What is happening in this country is that Sky FM, your lawyers, I don't know what they're doing. Y'all acting soft. Let me tell you, when it's my business, I go in and I standing up in front of whoever. If I need to garner public support, I showing them I standing up by the bridge by myself. We forming a line from by Sky FM office all the way coming down to the Prime Minister office. In this country, y'all are weak. When they were forming the ass with my internet, everybody's like, oh, it's the mighty flow, my ass. I paying for a service, $160 every month. My bill ain't even due yet. Always on top, making sure I give you your dues so I can have a good service. And you're telling me, they will say you're not saying anything. Who? You're sitting on your asses. You'll need to get up. All of your lotions full of beck. Oh, that's all you'll have. Look at the lady protesting. How many of y'all there? Y'all not going and support her. What y'all want? Y'all want the familiar faces like so to go out there and do it. No, you get up. You get up and go and do it. I already doing research and all kind of things. You know how long? This show is a very tough show tonight because I have to go and get figures, do all kind of Jimmy flicks for all my last. So I want Sky FM to get up from their asses and do what they have to do. You cannot allow this to happen. If it was Shasney that was doing that, all now so, them SLPs done burn Shasney office already. That is how they are. These SLPs have a criminal mind. They have a criminal mind. But Flubber's there, rock my baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. Huh? You have to go in people's asses. This is the only language that government understand is to go after them. We do not have a correct government. We have a incorrect government. You can't sit down there every time. I waiting on lawyers, I waiting on lawyers, I waiting on lawyers. The law of natural justice. What they did to Sky FM was wrong. If a transaction is in the process already, you just can't stop it because you are like that one. You want to give Carry FM back their frequency. That's bullshit. You know, Sky FM have so many people supporting them. But when it pertains to you, your business, your company, you have to take the forefront. Don't expect people to do it for you. Because when I start blasting Flow, and I put them on my Facebook page, I put them everywhere. When I get up in the morning, manager done sending me messages, all kind of things. You got to stand up for yourself. Because when I stood up for myself, my supporters said, they're switching. But I can't switch because I do not have this digital in my area. But a lot of my supporters, they switched. So you can't sit there and just say, I send letter. You got to act. Because I'm telling you, look at when Shasni had the protocols and people were not supposed to go and do any match. They did an illegal match. I know the commissioner canceled it. They went all around the place, ancillary everywhere. They went, they were not afraid. But you're afraid? Nah. You can't be afraid in this country. You can't be afraid. Yeah, you can't be afraid. Yeah, you have to stand up. If you don't stand up for yourself, if you don't stand for something, you will equate to nothing. And there's a lot of people in positions in St. Lucia, they have pea brain. Why can't people realize it is okay? It is okay for me not to like somebody, but it's okay for me to act professional. Sky FM just like a pale. First me, I get my frequency already. My job big, I can stand up for myself. You know, you must be confident in yourself. The lawyers, they're pussyfooting. What is going on in this country? My people, tonight we have soups. We have soups tonight. We are going to pay the soaps hotly, so I'm giving you a little time so y'all don't have to leave when the when I start dropping the fire. I'm going to show you how this government bad, and then I'm going to deal with the Minister of Churches. So take a look at the coffee video, my people.
Hello everyone. Today we'll be learning how to show your support for Soraya Alexander through memberships and coffees. Okay, so first up guys, you need to keep this link in mind, buymeacoffee.com/Soraya Alexander. So let's go on and head on to the site. So of course you are greeted with Miss Alexander Buy Me a Coffee page. You'll scroll down to the bottom where you'll see support or membership. So of course the support option is to purchase your coffee. So we don't want to purchase 1, 3 or 5, we want to purchase a custom amount. So we'll put it right here and select 10. So of course for you guys who like to be anonymous, the name and say something nice option is optional to you. So if you would like to do that, you can, or do as you please. But in this case, I'm going to be entering a name. And I'm going to be saying something nice. I'm going to say, love your show. Keep it coming. All right. And also we know some of you have messages that you don't intend for everyone to see. So you can simply select the option, make this message private. So we're going to go ahead and press the support button. On the support page, you are greeted with the email and card number. So of course you go ahead, we're going to put johndoe@hotmail.com, and in this case we're going to be using a dummy card number, but in your case you will enter your real valid card number. So of course you put your month, your year and the CVC of your card, and of course you will select the I'm not a robot option for verification. So this is simply how you go ahead and purchase your coffee. Simple. So now guys, we're going to go ahead and get a membership. So as you could see, we have different levels of membership. So you can choose what you like, whichever one you prefer. You go ahead and select that. So you just press the join button and then you're greeted whether you want to take that membership per month or per year. So we're gonna go ahead and start filling in our details. We're gonna put our email, johndoe@hotmail.com, and in this case your name is required, so, and your email. So we're gonna go ahead and put a name. We're gonna put John Doe, and we are gonna see something nice. We're gonna see love your show. Now, like before, as we saw guys, you have the option to make this message private. So you could just go right here, tick, and that message is private. So of course you press the join, and then you go ahead and you enter your card, and so on and so on. And of course you verify that you are not a robot. Now on this page you also have the option, because I know some of you guys may want to take more than the allotted membership, so you can simply use the free option, predefined options for you, and add it 5, 10, 15, whatever as you wish. Okay, so guys, this is actually the full tutorial. This is how you go ahead and purchase your coffee. This is how you go ahead and purchase your membership. So I want to say thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope this video was as informative as it could be. This was Akeem Ernest. See ya.
And you know, there is the coffee video for you to go support. And my producer was saying this morning, he said, Mommy, $3 a coffee? Mommy, you're worth more than $3. This kind of calculations and economics and all kind of things I see you doing there just to bring light to the people, you know, you deserve an award. I'm doing it because, as I said, I'm not doing this because of myself. I am doing it because God directed me to do it. So you have a choice to go support the movement and buy a coffee, because I can guarantee you nobody's going to explain stuff to you like this. But we have a lot to discuss, so let's get right down to business. We are going to play for you. We're going to walk down memory lane, and I'm going to play for you something that happened yesterday. Take a look.
Are you serious? Seriously? Oh my God! What is going on, eh?
I can have $5. I will break it in half.
They should kill you!
My heart can be whole. I'll give you half of my heart. Send that for $2. Send that voice message for $2. I love you like just push me to $2. I will be there for you all the days of my life. I can have $5. I will break it in half. And I'll give you the other half. My heart can be whole. I'll give you half of my heart.
Big man like me coming in the church and light that church on fire.
So, my people, on Sunday, Mother's Day, this guy decided to enter the house of worship in Viewfort, and he decided to light a fire in the sanctuary. He decided to burn a statue. What does that remind you of? You see, this is why I will continue to say I cannot be a hypocrite, and I will never be a hypocrite. This video brought back memories to many people. So we are going to take this very slow tonight. So we are going to play the Minister of Churches, Honorable Joachim Henry, his response to this happening. We are going to play his response to this.
One man is in police custody after setting a portion of a church in Vieux-Fort on fire on Sunday, May 8th, Mother's Day. The individual in question reportedly barged into the Our Lady of the Assumption Catholic Church, throwing Molotov cocktails at the altar, eventually setting the Blessed Virgin Mary statue ablaze. Luckily, no one was injured, but the incident caused panic, leaving the congregation running for safety. Weighing in on the incident, Minister for Equity and Social Justice Joachim Henry strongly condemned Sunday's attack and further believes that St. Lucia is a very diverse nation and people ought to respect each other's rights and beliefs. The minister says the incident brought back gruesome memories of the Castries Cathedral attack of 2000.
This is not the first time this is happening. As it relates, we had the story of what happened in the cathedral so many years ago. The Ministry of Ecclesiastic Affairs Equity strongly condemned such an act. And of course, we're looking forward to a society where we are more tolerant as it relates to faith-based organizations, as it relates to people's belief, as it relates to how people live their lives. You know, a number of groups in St. Lucia are asking for support in terms of their own recognition. They're coming to the Ministry of Equity. I've met with a number of them, and consistent with what these organizations are asking for them to be included and be mainstream in our representation. You know, I asked that all St. Lucians be tolerable, understand that we are different in so many ways, but of course we need to embrace our differences and learn to live together. So we strongly condemn whatever happened at the Catholic Church.
The actions have raised questions about outfitting faith-based institutions with security. Minister Henry has asserted that installing security would be a deterrent to not only would-be perpetrators of crime, but also to the congregation.
Most religions and more faith-based organizations would feel that they cease to represent themselves as church if they need to be equipped with such security. But again, I leave that up to individual organizations to find how best they should exist. But the churches that I know, the Catholic, their doors are wide open and they are inviting persons to come to church, and therefore they would not be intimidating them with any form of security that would say otherwise. The situation
and inviting trouble.
Well, listen, I think we are expecting persons to come to worship in the main, but things do happen. It's unfortunate, but it will not become the mode of the day. We have had a few examples, but let us not think that is what will characterize us as a people, and therefore we will respond accordingly, but we will keep church as church ought to be.
Meanwhile, the doors of the Our Lady of Assumption Catholic Church remain open. Counseling services will be made available to members affected by Sunday's incident. For the DBS News World, I am Jason Darius.
My people, this is a government that I have no time for. This is a government that campaigned on lies and deceit. This is a government who promised to do better than the United Workers' Party administration. This is a government who fooled the people of St. Lucia by telling them that they would stamp out anything that is corrupt, anything that is not good. And this is why I alluded to the statement saying that St. Lucians do not stand up for themselves. Because if St. Lucians, I'm wondering, if St. Lucians really had pride in themselves, in their country, they would have protested from the time Philip J. Pied made Joachim responsible for anything concerning churches and religion in our country. This is an insult to us. But everyone who condemned Alan Chasney, their pampers must be dry, so they're saying nothing again. Alan Chasney was not about to give all the so-called elites big contracts, big jobs. He catered for all the average citizens. However, Philip J. Pierre, he has no wisdom, placed a man in charge of all our churches, our denominations, a man who entered a church. A man who entered a church. And I believe that when somebody is a government minister, I respect the office. But that doesn't mean I respect you. But the office I respect. So, Guy Joseph, whether you like him or you didn't like him, Guy Joseph was a minister of government. You had an issue with Guy Joseph. And this is why I tell you, this is a very thin-skinned government. You had an issue with Guy Joseph. Instead of you saying, well, okay, we both go to the same church, to the Adventist church. I am going to call Guy and I'm going to speak to Guy. And the Bible says to you that if your brother have aught against you, you find one or two other brothers and bring that person to them, and all of you will sit down and you discuss the issue. But Mr. Henry didn't do that. Mr. Henry decided to enter the Adventist church and cause a ruckus and disturb the church proceedings. But you see, I will never, and I don't care what anybody, I will never support that government. I will never put my ex by them. Right? Because that government is all about lies and deceit. The man who went into the church, Joachim is condemning him. Joachim is saying all the right things. I want to know from Joachim Henry, why didn't you think of those things before you enter the Seventh-day Adventist church to go behind Guy? Why you and your wife did not think of that before you go there? Now here is the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy lies in the fact that this guy, they might say he's mental, they're going to arrest him, he needs to take jail, he needs to take whatever, and rightfully so. However, Joachim did the very same thing. Joachim did the very, 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 very same thing. But because of his stature, and you see, this is why I say St. Lucians, y'all don't care, y'all don't think, and the politicians are a reflection of the people. So Joachim went, whether it's election time or not, you must have decorum. If you're vying for a political office, you must have decorum. If you are a minister of government, you must have decorum. But Joachim decided to go in the church behind Guy Joseph. But what happened? Nothing happened. They say Guy had to come, this one had to come, lawyers, no charges. But then it tells me that we have a weak judicial system. Because what are the laws on our book? This guy is definitely going to be charged, the one that went into the church. But Joachim got a slap on the wrist. Right? Nothing for that. Joachim should have been charged, both he and his wife, and whatever the sentence, it should be passed. And at that juncture, the St. Lucia Labour Party should have asked Joachim to step down. Because if you are going to come as a prime minister saying that you are going to do better than the previous administration, you, Philip J. Pierre, didn't like the best bone in Alan Shastley, but you said you were going to do better. You had to ask Joachim to step aside and get a new candidate to run the seat. But you kept him there, and not only that, you kept him there, you made excuses. Now let me show you the tape with Joachim entering the church with Guy, and tell me what's the difference. And then this man is now responsible for all our religious activities, our churches, our denomination. I can't hear you. Don't see me. I can't hear you. Are you ready, Mr. Producer? Run the tape.
This was the treasured tape largely concealed from the public's eye and released on Tuesday on Norbert Williams' satirical program, Keeping It Real. The low point for a man, Joachim Henry, who had witnessed his world of which his son, the late Joshima Henry, a shining light, go dim.
My only son, my only male figure in my life, not just my only son. I have no grandfather. I never knew my grandfathers, nor my mother, nor my thing. I have no uncles. My father has no brother. My mother has no brothers. Right? The only male that was in my life was my father. I lost him. One male came back, was my son. I saw him as my father, my grandfather, my uncle, my brother. We spoke about everything. I spoke with my son on Friday. He died after exercising on Saturday.
On April 3rd, 2021, the Henrys received a report that no family wants to hear. Their health-conscious, fitness-fanatic son had passed. There were reports that the close-knit family and the father, Joachim Henry in particular, had a hard time coming to terms with the loss. Persons close to the family said Joachim Henry cried constantly as he made preparations to bury his son on his compound. It was difficult for him to let go.
My son has always said to me, Daddy, you don't have to stay in this thing because as a doctor I will take care of my sisters. You could retire when you want. You know, my son was specializing in family medicine. My son, how I raised him, my wife and myself, grew up to be far more better person than I am.
The Henrys received a flood of messages of condolences, but one stood out. It was from their nemesis and political opponent, Guy Joseph. The family say they were skeptical at first, but common decency demanded that they responded. Then came Saturday's shocking turnaround.
You don't have children and you don't have husbands. Okay? Yes. You are evil guy.
The Henrys accused Guy Joseph of seeking to make political mileage from the death of their son, using their courteous response to his message of condolence as a weapon against them. To the Henrys, that was the final straw. Against the wishes of his wife, he drove to confront Guy Joseph, who was officiating the Sabbath service at Forestier.
You send me condolences on my phone. You send me using it and you say you're my friend. Then you going around and you're lying on me. You going around and you're lying on me. You going around and you're lying on me. No party give me money to campaign. No party gave me money to campaign. No party gave me money to campaign. Every cent I had that was mine, I finished it. Now I lost that shit already for me. You going around and tell people, not telling lies about me, but you sending me condolences and telling me.
The service was abandoned with members of the congregation intervening to prevent the situation from spiraling further out of control. Stanley Lucian for the HTS News Force.
The hypocrisy of this reporting makes me want to puke. This reporter, HDS, is basically from their report, they're leaning to the side of this man, Joachim. But tonight, did we hear any of the news outlet leaning towards the side of the man who went into the church and lit the statue on fire? Are we hearing any of the reporters sympathetic to him? This country is paying for the sins of this present government. And I'm going to say it again. This country is paying for the sins of this present government. And let me tell you all something. The shit is about to hit the fan. We thought that we had it bad under the United Workers' Party administration. Country locking down just now, no money, nothing. Wait for it. Because when a man is not righteous in the way he walks, destruction must follow. And I am telling you all, I am very sorry. I am very disheartened for my country. And I am seeing everything before my eyes. And I am not a prophet. As I said to y'all, God just direct me to do the show. When he's ready for me to quit, I'll quit. Everything I have said, I am seeing it coming to pass. Everything I have said, I am seeing it coming to pass. You cannot serve God and mammon. You have to choose one. You cannot say you sit in the house of God every day and then this is your behavior and I am supposed to tolerate it. Everything this government had done while in opposition is coming back to bite them. And now this man is the minister responsible for all our religious organization, and he is talking. This man has no authority to speak on those things. Good night, my YouTubers. Woy. Many of you are there. Cynthia, Allison. Hi, guys. Lucy, hi. He has no moral authority to speak to us. And I will always say, when a prime minister can allow one of his ministers, his junior ministers, claiming independent labor to come on his show and insult me and attack me, and your ass is shut, you're saying nothing about that. You expect me to respect you, Pierre? Not one spoon. I am not going to respect you. So look at what it is happening. Look at what is happening to our country. Now listen to the somewhat Philip J. Pierre. I can never have no respect for that government. None. They're too dirty. Listen to Philip J. Pierre apologizing. I am bringing you back down memory lane. Somewhat gouvernement. Apologizing to the SDA church. Joachim have no business. Joachim have no business being in any government, in anything. Joachim need to go and fix himself. You cannot be so embroiled in all this bacchanal, and then you want to come and talk about what the man did burning the church. You did the same thing. Same difference. Mem bet, mem poel. Listen to the tape.
Nobody can understand what happens to a man when he loses his son. That emotion, Andre, you can't feel it. It never happened to you. And only somebody who it happened to can feel it. What it means, the hurt and the pain.
A deep-seated hurt, according to opposition leader Philip J. Pierre, that continues to resonate with the Henry family after the passing of 27-year-old Dr. Josimar Henry. The SLP-endorsed candidate for Castries Southeast, Joachim Henry, confronted the incumbent Guy Joseph during a Saturday church service at the Forestier SDA Church over allegations of attempts to gain political mileage off his son's demise. Joseph, who claims to be nonplussed by the claims, has vehemently denied such allegations. Pierre has called on political figures to understand the time and place for political rivalry.
That's when he said the vilest things about Joachim Henry. Instead of saying that, listen to me, let me have a truce. The man's son is dead. Let's have a truce when the son is buried. That is what men of substance say.
The leader of the opposition waxed philosophical about the inherent dangers of politicians trying to win at all cost, urging Joseph to allow the Henry family to mourn in peace.
The United Democratic Party believes that they must win at all costs. And when I say at all costs, I mean at all costs. So they will do anything. So what should happen is that Guy Joseph should call a political truce. He should say, let Joachim Henry rest. Let him bury his son, let his son rest in peace, and after I'll continue my politics. He never did that. He continued the most vehement and nasty attacks on Joachim Henry and his family.
So where were these attacks made? Is that
at public? You want me to start playing one for you?
That's okay.
No, because when you tell people these things, they just, and the United Democratic Party and their surrogates, they're so consumed in making political mileage and so consumed in winning at all costs. They have absolutely what the young people call no chill. You understand?
Because
so,
Mr. Pierre, up to now, we don't quite know what is it that...
Exactly. And I will not say on radio what he said. Because it's too low. It's too degrading. It's too unbecoming of a government minister.
Henry's confrontation with the Castries Southeast MP, by Pierre's account, was one of emotional rage and human pain. Pierre has apologized to the religious organization for the disruption and the subsequent fallout.
That's a man and his wife who is in anguish, who is suffering. And you hear another man in your same church. And by the way, Angie, I want to apologize on behalf of the party, to the Seventh-day Adventists in the country, and to the leadership of the Seventh-day Adventist religion, if in any way what we did, what happened, brought their church into any issues. I want to apologize publicly on behalf of the Henry family and Joachim Henry in particular.
Pierre has called on the nation to continue to keep the Henry family in their prayers as they grieve the loss of their loved one. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.
I've lost all my respect for the media houses except DBS. I have lost all my respect for all the media houses except DBS. And the people of St. Lucia are so gullible that they latched onto the venom, the poison coming out of the mouth of these politicians and voted the Alan Chastanet-led government out. But now a lot of them are catching their royals. All of them that were campaigning that Alan Chastanet must go, all of them all over the place crying. This is why I am saying, I'm here to speak, I'm here to say what I'm saying, but get up your asses and go and protest. Y'all that put them there. It's y'all that put them there. And then Philip J. Pierre in his interview with Andre is saying, oh, how can I condone? Okay, as a mother, somebody said something on my son, right? And one of my son's friends came to tell him that. And my son left the house, go looking for the person to fight with them. I would never condone my son's behavior. I say, number one, the person said something on you, they spoke with their mouth. They did not attack you. If you want, you can get some people to go and try to sort out the situation, but you're not going to look for anybody to fight with them. And this is what Philip J. Pierre is condoning. They are trying to say that Alan Chastanet in his speech was inciting violence, whereas look at a prime minister, a leader of the opposition. Look at a prime minister now, when he was the leader of the opposition, condoning madness, condoning salopty. And you are telling Soraya Louise Alexander that I must have respect for Philip J. Pierre. Never. I respect the office, but I can't respect this man. You condone malpropte while in opposition, and while you are the prime minister of this country, you are still condoning it, because this man is now responsible for all our religious denominations, anything relating to them. And right now he is trying to act like God, come in and talk about we must be able to compromise and work with each other. Why the hell did you go in the church behind Guy Joseph, you and your wife? Why the hell you did that? I can never support this party. This party is this government is so full of shit. I cannot support them. Never will I support them. And it is a shame that many professionals, all those that used to back, all of them that used to back, where are they now? They mouth shut like a fall backside, saying nothing. I will not. Philip J. Pierre is a bad example of a prime minister. And you are telling me, Philip J. Pierre put this man responsible for religion? And this man who they call in mad went and burned the church, and the people had to run out. They're going to deal with him, and rightfully so. Why wasn't Joachim dealt with? And why was Joachim made minister responsible for every denomination. It tells me this is an uncaring and worthless government. Because if you really care for the people of St. Lucia, there is no way you're going to put him there. There is no way you're going to put him there. Now he is calling for peace. There shall be no peace. And this is not Soraya's word. This is the word of the Lord. There shall be no peace for the wicked. There shall be no sleep for the wicked. There shall be no rest for the wicked. And this is why y'all have been there going to 10 months now. Nothing can happen because, let me tell you, y'all are being blinded because of the lies and deceit y'all told. Y'all are being blinded because of the lies and deceit. What a shame. And St. Lucian and St. Lucians are accepted. Let me tell you, I'm starting to feel like nobody in St. Lucia has any morals. It's like everybody in everybody's pocket, everybody related to that one, everybody related to this one, so people don't care. Now let me show you. Let me show you all something. And if that does not open your eyes, I am going to show you all for yourself. This is why I tell you all go and buy the coffee. You all not going and buy the coffee, but I'm giving you all top-notch information. I took my time just to explain to you how the government of St. Lucia is robbing you as a citizen, as a single mother, as a wife, as a husband, as a student, right? As a young professional. I am going to show you how this government has been robbing you. I have done a simple explanation, and this explanation, right? This explanation, if it doesn't open your eyes, you just don't want your eyes to open. If this explanation does not open your eyes, it simply means you are not ready for the truth. And as I've always said, when I come here, I come with the truth. Now, people, I am going to explain to you. You see the charts is in front of you here. The chart basically is telling you what is happening as a result of inflation. Now, explanation of overkill in revenue by the government of St. Lucia. I'm going to repeat it again. Explanation of overkill in revenue by the government of St. Lucia. You remember, he is saying he has to do a cost-benefit analysis in order for him to know whether he can decrease taxes, whether he can do this, whether he can do that. But everybody is hiding their faces to bring out the truth. So I did an example for you to see. And in St. Lucia, it is very sad because the figures I am giving you in terms of inflation is inflation from the US. Because you remember when he said he does not make the products, inflation is from overseas. You remember when he said that? So let's take a look. So cost of weekly groceries before inflation. So before inflation, your weekly groceries was $300. Value added tax, which is 12.5%, which you have to pay, is $37.50 because it is 12.5% of $300, which is $37.50. So what you as a customer would pay, right? Total amount paid by customer weekly would be $337.50. 50 . So before inflation, right? Your groceries were $300. Now, with inflation, no inflation there, you have value added tax, 12.5%. So you pay $37.50. So the total you'll give to the cashier is $337.50. So, VAT revenue collected in 1 month for 80,000 customers is $12 million. Let's go to inflation. Cost of weekly groceries, $300. But in 2022, inflation rose to 8.51%. So you have to add inflation to your cost of groceries, because automatically, if inflation has increased, it's going to be more costly for the supermarkets to buy the goods. So obviously, they have to allocate for inflation, which is 8.51%. Then, inflation on your $300 grocery is $25.53. Then you have to add your VAT, your value added tax, which is 12.5%, which is $40.69. Because right now you are adding your value added tax to the 300 and inflation, which is 25.53. So obviously, when you add the two and you take your VAT, it would be $40.69. So instead of a customer paying in 2022 $337.50 for their grocery, they would now be paying $366.22. So VAT revenue collected in inflation month for 80,000 consumers would be $13,800,000, right? $13,020,800. So now, VAT collected by the government of St. Lucia with inflation in the year 2022 was $40.69. VAT collected by government of St. Lucia without inflation in the year 2021 would be $37.50. Government of St. Lucia makes an extra $3.19 a week per consumer. So when you minus inflation in 2022, VAT, which is $40.69, you minus $37.50 from it, you get $3.19. So let's go down. Monthly VAT due to inflation on customer, so 4 weeks multiplied by 3.19 is $12.76 that customer is paying if they go to the supermarket 4 times in the month. And we know we go more than that. Let's carry on. So therefore, monthly VAT due to inflation is $12.76. VAT collected on 80,000 shoppers a month. Due to the increase in inflation and the government of St. Lucia not reducing the VAT, they are now collecting $1,020,800 in a month. That's excess they are collecting. So, extra VAT revenue collected due to inflation in 2022 for the full year would be $12,249,600. Are you listening to what I am saying to you? The government of St. Lucia is milking the poor people. Because if he is saying, if the government is saying that they are losing revenue due to the shortfall in revenue from the fuel, they are milking y'all in a different way. And this is just an example. They are milking you out of your brains. So why not take the $12,249,600, or take the $1,020,800 per month? Why not take that to offset the fuel and leave the fuel at $13.95? But they're greedy. Why not take that same money and give the fishers some soulagement? Why not take that money and give the unemployed some money? Why not take that money and help the poor and the needy? So I am showing it to you. I am showing it to you, an example to show that the government, by them not reducing taxes, every month, they are capping 1 million. Based on 80,000 shoppers, they are capping $1,020,800. They are capping $1,020,800. So I am showing you, this is not a government of grace. This is not a government of grace. You can take it out, sweetie. This is not a government of grace. So I have shown it here to you. I have given you an example. So basically, this government, right? This government can decide, okay, our gas prices are going to remain the same, $13.95. We are not bringing down the taxes. We are making revenue on the inflation prices, the inflated prices that the supermarkets and everywhere, the building places, everybody. That's just the supermarket I gave you, people. That is just think, people, think. This is why I'm here, for you to think, for you to think, for you to think. This is why I am here. They are making just the supermarket, making a mint on the supermarket. So far as all the different places, the stores, the hardware stores, the clothing stores, imagine the amount of revenue they are making on these people. Imagine the amount of revenue they are making on these people. So the government have a choice. They have a choice to leave the gas prices at the same price. Leave the goods at whatever price, right? And still charge your $12.50. But this government is greedy. They are not willing. And Philip J. Pierre, I'm going to play the tape for you where he's saying that the government cannot really do anything. I am going to play that tape for you to hear. And y'all need to open your eyes and start thinking. It ain't about UWP. It ain't about SLB. It's about our survival. It is about our survival. So I am going to play for you that video where y'all prime minister who don't give a shit about y'all was talking bullshit.
The government can amend VAT or duties on imported items to help cushion price hikes. However, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre says this move may come at a cost to government. The public has witnessed a spike in goods at the supermarket and retail stores amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Pandemic-related supply chain disruptions and increased inflation are being blamed for the increase in prices. The UN's benchmark food and commodity prices index rose sharply on average through 2021 compared with 2019. For 2021 as a whole, averaging across the entire year, the FAO Food Price Index averaged 125.7 points, as much as 28.1% above the previous year. Pierre says while the government can implement initiatives to help lower prices, this may hurt its revenue.
We can adjust or amend the duties and the VAT paid on these items in St. Lucia. But that means that you have to weigh the circumstances. You have to weigh the consequences. That will cause a drop in revenue. What the government has to do is we have to do what is called a cost-benefit analysis and see whether if we lose that revenue, it will not have an effect on the economy, on the quality of life of the people of St. Lucia. Because the only way we get revenue is from import duties, from VAT, and from taxes. It's the only way we can collect any revenue, or loans. So that's what we have to do. So the idea of the people saying that we can do something about the cost of goods, that really is a fallacy. It almost doesn't make any sense because these goods are imported.
Pierre reminds the public that the prices of imported items are out of the government's hands.
The high prices of food, basically foods that are imported, we have absolutely no control over it. We have no control over it because it is what we call imported inflation. These prices come from goods that are brought out of the country, and the increases are due to circumstances out of the country. Circumstances due to COVID, circumstances due to problems with the supply chain. So we have absolutely no control over these prices when they're imported.
Despite a contraction in tourism activity in 2020, according to the Social and Economic Review, St. Lucia's food import bill was still $330 million. So amid the health crisis, how can the public reduce imported inflation? The Prime Minister once again made an impassioned plea to consume homegrown items.
What we can do is we can use what goods that we produce in St. Lucia. We can improve our food security by consuming locally produced foods. And even that may have an issue because in terms of if you have to buy fertilizer, etc., the price of these things are getting higher. And this is when I made a point about consuming our local food. And I used a point that we could use our bananas. I was ridiculed by people who basically should know better, but I guess it's political. So the answer is very simple. The government has to weigh as to the consequences of getting a loss of revenue vis-a-vis the cost of imported goods. Or secondly, we have to see if we can consume more of our local stuff, grow more of our food, buy more from our local manufacturers to see if we can avoid that level of imported inflation.
In January 2022, the FAO of the UN reported that world food prices fell slightly in December as international prices for vegetable oils and sugar fell significantly from lofty levels. FAO officials expect that high prices may ease off as production increases to match demand. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.
Somebody said, is he serious? Laugh out loud, laugh out loud, laugh out loud. And that's St. Lucia's Prime Minister, laugh out loud, poor Lucia. And this person is correct because he is saying this is imported inflation. But as an economist, you can do a lot. Now remember, he's saying that he has to do a cost-benefit analysis, right? He is saying he has to do a cost-benefit analysis, but he never came back to the people of St. Lucia. All Philip J. Pierre has done is to increase the fuel prices of gas and our cooking gases and kerosene. This man has done nothing for the people of St. Lucia. So he is milking the people of St. Lucia out of their eyes. He is milking us because if this man had said, okay, we're leaving, VAT at $12.50, we're not removing anything, and we're going to drop the fuel prices. Philip J. Pierre this is just the supermarket I have shown you. I just gave you an example of a supermarket, right? The supermarket sector. I did not even go to the other sectors and just give you a scenario as to the amount of money they're making. Only only at the supermarkets. Look at what this man is making, because he has not dropped the VAT taxes, the percentage. He has left it at 12.50. So inflation has increased by 8.51%. So now when you go to the supermarket, you are paying the inflated price of 300 plus 25.53. Then they're gonna add the tax on it, VAT 12.50, 40.69. So instead of you paying $337.50, you are now paying $366.22. So in a month for 80,000 shoppers, this man is milking us. He is milking us. He's actually making a profit. So if you look at in 2020, he would have made $12 million, right? Inflation came, he still charged the $12.50, and he is making $13,020,800. He's making in excess every month $1,020,800. So this is just one sector. I give you the supermarket. So Philip J.Pierre is not losing no damn revenue. Philip J.Pierre is a wicked prime minister and will do nothing to ease the pain on St. Lucians. We paid it at the pumps. Supermarket. You go to buy your medication, VAT in your ass. You go in wherever you have to go to shop to buy clothes, VAT in your backside. Everywhere you go is VAT, and he's reducing nothing. What kind of economist is that? And y'all sit there, all y'all can do Lucian, Zafe Moon, Malpale Moon, Long La, Long See, and instead of y'all fight for these things, I'm coming here to educate y'all, and this is what y'all have to do. Start agitating for things that make sense. Politicians don't care about you. I love this politician. Oh, wait, that's my rep. I love my politician. Guy's my rep. If guy doing shit, I go tell him doing shit. I don't doing shit. Because when you do shit, you're affecting me and every other St. Lucian. It ain't about color. It ain't about color. It is about our survival right now. And some of you don't seem to understand that. And the man is making an impassionate plea for us to consume local. Can people eat fig every day? Is this man okay in his head? Somebody talk to me. Is this man okay in his head for us to consume fig every day? Listen to the plight of the fishers. Because, Idreda, put it for me please. Listen to the plight of the fishers. That same damn money you promised them, the 150, you know you couldn't take it. But you are milking the country because you have not reduced the taxes. And the supermarket have to do what they have to do. They have to account for the inflation, put their prices, and you milking us. You have given you the example. I have given you the example. Somebody shopping in 2021, $300 a week. Now it would pay $337. Right now they are paying $366 because of inflation, and you're milking us $1,020,800 a month. This is just one example, and I just put it as $80,000, 80,000 people, but it could be more. Listen to the plight of the fishers.
C'est juste ça, bah, wet bo pêcher, ek pêcher pas capable poisson, ek fagla nous tenir là, nous pas capable y samali. Ek gas là really catch ces pêcher. Et right now, nous pas ça l'homme, nous pas appropriation pour ça. Et c'est pas moi, c'est pas nous ici qui ni crisis ça. Rôle péché c'est plus ni crisis ça. C'est à sous fag là nous ka dépend pour nous savoir nous l'école pour nous savoir pour nous savoir payer bills nous. Et right now on est pas fait.
Fishermen say they are feeling the squeeze that is accompanying the continuous increase in the price of fuel. Effective Monday, May 2nd, 2022, the public will be paying more for petrol at the pumps. While the price of gasoline remains unchanged at $3.51 per liter or $15.95 per gallon, the price of diesel increased from $3.51 to $3.57 per liter or from $15.95 to $16.23 per gallon. With such increases, the cries of bus drivers are usually always heard. Fisherman James Alexander says the amount of money that fishers have to cough up on a daily basis to carry out their trade is abominable.
Well, every day we burn in about 15 gallons gas every day. Every day, 15, a big bidon. every day. And oil, and that's about $220 every day. As long as you go to sea, you don't take fish, you have to buy the gas for tomorrow for you to go again. And that's a crisis fishermen facing here.
Despite that, he says if they are to survive, they have to find a way to go out to sea.
Is that we're doing for our living? We have to go. Right, is that we have to go all the time. If you don't have money, you asking your friend to borrow some money for you to buy gas for tomorrow for you to go. If you don't get fish, well, you still owe the person. So right now, things hard by us. I have a job there, sewing some net. Yeah. To buy gas for me to go to sea tomorrow.
Alexander says at this point he would like the government to step in to cushion the blows of the increases on the fishing sector. He says there are measures that can be implemented to assist struggling fishermen like himself.
Nous tenons meeting et puis mal au fisheries market là et puis ça qui non stabat. So il pas tellement long about just
He says a few consultations have been had with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries under the Ministry of Commerce. However, he is yet to see any of the plans discussed come to fruition.
You can regarder about ça, you can try regarder qui c'est ça fait by pêcher. Mais c'est ça aussi besoin pour faire. Mettez l'argent ces gas station là, dit pêcher, nous va mettre l'argent tel côté by pour gaz autres, exocaine gas là qui est plus bas.
He says the fishermen need assistance and they need it now. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
And the fisherman is not an economist, but he is saying that you can do something, Philip J. Pierre, and he is absolutely correct. Philip J. Pierre, I want to ask you a question. Do you believe St. Lucians are a bunch of jackasses? That you come to speak to reporters and you are saying to them, you cannot do nothing. Imported inflation. Because your lies and deceit playing on the minds of St. Lucian would make them say, oh, boss la pas ça fait un year. Boss la pas ça fait un year. He is lying. He can do a lot. He can do a lot. Put on the flyer for the St. Kitts Prime Minister. He can do a lot. Every Prime Minister, every share, every shot, they are trying to ease the squeeze. But Philip J. Pierre has his whole body on our necks. They were saying Alan Chasney has his hand, his foot, his knee on our neck. But Philip J. Pierre has his whole body on our necks. He can do something for the people of St. Lucia. He chose not to do anything for the people of St. Lucia. This man is wicked. This man is wicked. And we cannot continue accepting this from this man. We cannot continue accepting this. Because you cannot tell me, I saw St. Vincent doing something. Well, he's giving 10% increase to salaries. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis is given 10% increase in salaries for all public sector workers. He is saying the removal of duties on food that is imported by households into St. Kitts and Nevis. He is proposing an 8-month cap on the freight costs of imported goods. The extension of the income and disability support program for an additional 3 months. A reduction in the excise tax on imported fuel from $2.25 per gallon to 95 cents a gallon. Where is Philip J. Pierre? What do we have managing our country? The removal of VAT on vegetables, fruits, fruit juices. At least do something for the people of St. Lucia. Philip J. Pierre is just sitting his laurel there and doing nothing for the people of St. Lucia, and your St. Lucians just sit there and accepting it. If it was Alan Chasney, all y'all now so. He might have to run out of St. Lucia and run to Canada to hide. Because y'all would go looking for him. But we are catching our asses. We burning up. But you'll sit there and you'll say nothing. Where are all the voices that used to speak against Shasney? Where are y'all? Where are all the voices that used to speak against Shasney? And I came here and I'm giving you my 8.51 inflation came from the US, right? I did my research. So he said it's imported inflation. So the 8.51% is imported inflation, but the sucker is bleeding the average citizen like you and me dry. We still have to fork up all the monies to pay at the cash till to the teller when we go and buy our groceries. And he's sitting down there laughing like a big dummy, saying, I can't do nothing, huh? I cannot do nothing. This man is an idiot. How y'all voted, mate? How did y'all vote this man as Prime Minister of St. Lucia? I want y'all to tell me. How y'all voted this man as Prime Minister of St. Lucia? The fisherman, let me tell you, Philip J. Pierre is just wicked. Because if he was not a wicked Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre would have eased. Let me tell you, people, it is ridiculous. I see somebody said you spend more than $300 a week going to the supermarket. I know for a fact. But I just put that example simple for everybody to understand. 80,000 consumers a month. Right? It's just an example. Our government is milking us, my people. Our government is milking us. Everybody sit there and everybody is quiet. Nobody is saying anything. Everybody sit there and just being quiet. Now, I am telling y'all, when I come to speak to y'all, y'all think it's joke I telling y'all. I'm not telling y'all joke. When I came a Saturday talking to y'all, I tell you I'm not prophet, but I'm just saying what the Lord tell me to say. Right now, I am seeing Philip J. Pierre is basically destroying our economy. Hands down. He's just destroying our economy. Right now, the CMO is saying, prepare for the sixth wave. How can we... I don't know. Let me drink some water. How can we prepare for a sixth wave, Madam CMO? Madam Sharon Belma George. Madam CMO, how can we prepare for a sixth wave when that bacchanal in Groselet was happening, Madam CMO? Were you under a chair sleeping? Where were you, Madam CMO? They say it's not you. You're going according to what they tell you to do, but it's you. I have to give that pressure because you are the professional. Madam CMO, look at that video I'm going to show you and tell me where were, because right now you are saying prepare for the sixth wave, and let me tell people, I smell disaster and chaos coming in this country.
I want everybody to sing it out for me right now. What? Come on, can you walk with it? Walk with it. Can you jiggle one spot with it? Let me see, can you walk with it? No, clap with it. Come on, can you walk with it? Walk with it. Can you jiggle one spot with it? Let me see, can you walk with it? I will stop with it. Yes, me like it. Can you pull your vibes? Nice, plus your body's alright. Can I get your 2020? Only one thing I want to tell you, ladies. Here, what you tell me, bro? Come.
I'm from New York, and you can tell the way I always step. I'm from New York, I got a 100 ways to make it great. Yes, I'm from New York, New York. Tell I give her ignorant. I'm from New York, New York. How we feel. I can see the cook in the nose to say the
I want everybody to sing it out for me right now. What? Come on, can you walk with it? Walk with it. Can you jiggle one spot with it? Let me see, can you walk with it? No, clap with it. Come on, can you walk with it? Walk with it. Can you jiggle one spot with it? Let me see, can you walk with it? I will stop with it. Yes, me like it. Girl, you full of vibes. Nice, plus your body so right. Can I get your 2020? Only one thing I want to tell you, ladies. Hey, what you telling me? Come.
I'm from New York, New York. You can tell the way I always stay. I'm from New York, New York. I got 100 ways to make it great. Yes, I'm from New York, New York. You can tell I give her ignorant. I'm from New York, New York. How we feel. I can see the cook in the nose to say the
And you know, people, if we don't stand for ourselves, our country is going to go plat down, platate. And then the Minister of Tourism is planning to have carnival in July. Everything is on stream. And here comes Madam CMO right now saying that we are now experiencing, right? We are now experiencing our sixth wave. Can you believe Madam CMO is saying we are now experiencing our sixth wave? And then y'all are not concerned about your health. People, Madam CMO, from what she said, right? She is saying that the cases have been increasing. And I don't have to be a medical professional to know that we are in trouble. I really don't have to be. We all like a good time, but at the end of the day, you have to adjust your life, right? This is why I keep saying, you cannot expect to live the same way you lived in 2019. This is dangerous times. And she is saying, Madam CMO is saying that the daily infection rate has escalated in the last 7 days to 25.1%. 100 per 100,000 of the population. And she is saying that basically what she is saying is that, if I may put it bluntly, it's not good. And I am feeling a sinking feeling in my heart, because had it been the United Workers' Party administration there with Alan Shastney and we are going to experience the sixth wave, I would not have been so worried. But with this government, we have seen how careless they are. We have seen how they do not care for the people of St. Lucia. Now we are going to experience the sixth wave. And again, I go back to my illustration. And that's just for the supermarket, right? That sector. $1,020,800. He capping on inflation. Instead of the grossy late Friday night, all that monies y'all are going to be collecting, not only from the supermarket, but from all the various sectors, why didn't y'all use that money to assist the vendors in Grozile? Right? Instead of having that salopte, that bacchanal, I, Soraya, would never be caught dead in any shit like that. I don't know who you are. I don't want people touching me. I don't want people holding me less than, nah. That is my vibe. If that's your vibe, cool. But you cannot have a vibe like that, like it is 2019. People, we are living in dangerous times, and some of y'all need to go and read the word of God to see what so telling you there is not bullshit. Because many are going to cry. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth in St. Lucia. And then y'all will turn against the politicians, because when you see your family dying, when you see you cannot pay your bills, when you see you cannot eat, when you see you hungry for days, you will turn against the politician. Our country was on the right path. All these nutheads had to do was to follow what was left. I don't care if I follow Alan Chasney's plan. I do not care. It's going to make me look good, but I will give him credit and say, this is what the former prime minister left, and we continued. And you are going to gain the respect of Alan Chasney, people like me, and the wider population. But you have placed the lives of St. Lucians at risk. So basically, Madam CMO, and anyway, Madam CMO, with the attitude I see expressed by Ernest Hilaire, Philip J. Pierre, Richard Frederick, and all of them, Madam, I agree with you. Stay in your section. Do what they tell you to do, because at the end of the day, we still hold you accountable as a professional. But these people will do what they want. Listen to Philip J. Pierre. He said he had a tape of Guy Joseph, whatever he sent to Joachim. Up to a day like today, he cannot present it. Ernest Hilaire said he has a tape of Chico apologizing. Up to a day like today, we cannot have it. So, Madam CMO, we the bright ones, we get it. But you are a professional, and you are right now saying to us in clear terms that our ass is dark. And our asses are indeed dark, madam. And then our hospitals, and this is what I don't understand. People are canceling their plans to come to St. Lucia because we do not have good medical facilities. We do not have good medical facilities. This is nothing to do with UWP or SLP. It has everything to do who manage our economy and the pandemic better. And United Workers' Party administration by far did a better job. I'm not saying they're perfect, but we would be able to breathe. And I'm sure Alan Chasney, in his wisdom, would have given us some tax break. You have lied to the people of St. Lucia, and you have given us nothing. You have given us nothing. This is for y'all to sit and think. This is for y'all to sit and think. It's not about politicians. It is about your livelihood. And right now, our livelihood is in trouble. So right now, Philip J. Pierre, the extra $1,020,800 you're making as a result of inflation and not reducing the VAT in the food sector, I hope you're feeling well. And I hope many of y'all take this video. I hope many of y'all sit with your friends and y'all look at that video and see how this government, and this is just one sector. For you to buy anything in the building sector, you have to sell your mother. You have to sell your grandmother. You have to sell your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother to buy any building materials. Everything in this bloody country has gone up due to inflation. But this wicked Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, refuses to give us some form of reprieve. This man has his whole body on our necks. We cannot breathe. And then you were blasting Alan Chasney. You are a proud black boy. You are a proud black boy. You are a proud black boy. What proud black boy are you when you do not take care of the people of St. Lucia? Somebody said 5 years so. My people, I'm urging every one of you. I'm urging every one of you to be proactive. To be proactive. This man has no plans. Remember, first thinking, I would like you all to follow the science. He's not even following the rules of economics. People, all I can tell y'all, the road ahead is very rough. And many people who can get an opening will run out of St. Lucia, and I personally don't blame them. I have explained to you in the simplest terms I can what this government, they are crushing us, and all of them live in large. All of them can take care of themselves. They can go and buy $1,000 worth of groceries in a month. They don't care. And we are there bleeding. We hemorrhaging all over our body. What are you going to do? Always coming and listen to so. Oh, we love you. What are you going to do? This is the worst administration and the worst prime minister. My people, I have left a lot with you tonight, but you have to be careful. I want to see all of y'all back here in the next year. But with the way some of y'all going and whine y'all booty mate, just for a good time, what's sweet in goat mouth is sour in the bum bum. Our country is on the brink of collapse. Our country is on the brink of collapse. I wish I didn't have to say that, but it's the truth. I can't lie to you. My people, I love y'all. You will see me on Wednesday. I'll be on TV on Wednesday, GVD TV, Flow 115. I'll be on YouTube. I'll be on Facebook. So join me again for us to rap and for us to discuss where we are going in this country. I love y'all. Pray for your country. Pray for your country. Things not nice, my people. And remember, God is always with you. And remember, so love you. And she will always love you. Even if I put the fire on you all, I love you all. Be of good cheer and have a blessed night. Good night. Bye.
We expose lies and deceit. Expect us